Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the Snickers Crisper bar, or bars. It comes in two squares. I think, not sure why really, but some of the Snickers variants, rather than just going in a Snickers bar, they come in two squares, so you can see these two squares. But yeah, this is essentially a US import, so it's not available in the UK. We're only outside the US presumably. Yeah, so yeah, but you can see it's nice. It's obviously got Snickers branding, a nice blue wrapper. It essentially says, yeah, well, as you can possibly imagine, it would be Snickers with Rice Krispie pieces in there, and that's possibly confirmed. It says crisp rice, milk chocolate, caramel, peanuts, two squares. That's what it says on it. There's any more blurb anywhere? Yeah. Not that I can see. That's about it, I think. I mean, there's some other stuff, but doesn't really. It's not really exciting. Just says like milk chocolate, cocoa butter, and stuff like that, or whatever, or butter. Yeah, cocoa butter. Yes, there we go. So basically, yes, you've got the regular Snickers filling, but it looks like it doesn't have nougat in there. So it's just caramel and Rice Krispie pieces as well as peanuts, so they've lost the nougat, is what it looks like, which is a shame because I think it's actually the nougat that makes the Snickers taste like a Snickers, really, even differentiates it from other bars of nougat, such as Mars bar in the UK, which is very similar, and probably the Milky Way in the US. So yeah, so very, well, I've not actually tasted a US Snickers, a general Snickers, so I don't know, maybe I'll have to do that perhaps. But yeah, so I'm a bit worried about this. I think it'll be quite nice, but I'm worried that it won't really taste like a Snickers because of the lack of nougat in there, which, as I say, for me is what makes a Snickers a Snickers, because it's quite a unique tasting nougat. But anyway, without further ado, I'll just do the cows before I forget. So it's, let's see, how heavy is it? Let's say about 40 grams. But per pack, so that's for both of the squares. So it's 190 calories, 9 grams of fat, 5 of which are saturates. So that's, what's that, 95 calories per square, 4.5 grams of fat, 2.5 of which are saturates. So 95 calories a square, 4.5 grams of fat, 2.5 of which are saturates. Yeah, so, but I'm not sure to make of the square business because, you know, if you have a Snickers bar, regardless of how big it is, you know, you take a few bites, and you probably have about 4 or 5 bites of it, maybe 4. But this one, obviously, you're just going to eat one square at a time, so it really only gives you 2 bites, so I'm not sure to make of it. You can see it's, plus it's 2 squares, and it's quite small really when you take away the flourishes there. You can really see, yeah, it really does scrunch up. Yeah, so you've definitely probably got a third more width than you have otherwise. And let's give it a measure. Just did the peanut butter one, I forgot to measure this actually, but yeah, it's about 12 centimetres like that. Okay, so let's give it an open. Quite crunchy. So yeah, we said 12 centimetres, 12 centimetres. So we've gone from that to 7 centimetres. So I've lost a lot there. It's about 5 centimetres. Yeah, so yeah, tiny really. Look at that. So you can see, you know, it's ridiculous, isn't it, actually? That's the most ridiculous, that's the most ridiculous one I've ever seen, I think. That's a massive difference, you know. I mean, obviously it's a bit flatter because it's outside of the thing, but yeah, 12 centimetres, yeah. 7.5, so that's, yeah, about 4.5. That's massive, really, so that's a huge, yeah, 12 centimetres. 7. So it's 5 centimetres basically, so that's ridiculous. Yeah, so it's, you know, it's only 7 centimetres long and you've got 5 different, so you know, it's almost the whole thing again. So crazy that, but anyway, there you go. You know, it's a bit different because they're in 2, but I still think it's unacceptable. And that's quite small when you think about it, isn't it? I mean, the weight-wise, it's still 40 grams, was it? So you're getting quite a good weightage there, but it just looks a bit small. It's because they're quite tall, I guess. Okay, so you can see they look a bit of a different topping than normal. Some of them have like a ridge. I guess it's got a slight ridge, but a bit different than the peanut butter ones I had, and I think regular Snickers. But there you go, and then the tyre tracks underneath on the conveyor belt. Let's just give these a measure, shall we? So they're quite tall, which is probably where the width is negated. It's about 3.5 wide. It's a bit wide at the bottom, so I'm measuring from the top. And height-wise, about 1.7. So there we go. So they're not quite the same as knobbly bits and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. Let's give it a bit of a cut. So there we go. You can see lots of caramel there at the top and crunchy bits there, but no nougat in sight, as expected, which is a shame. But yes. Yeah, so, you know, yeah, it's hard to say really. It's probably a bit more like a toffee crisp in the UK now than the Snickers. That's what I'm expecting anyway, so we'll give it a taste and see. But you can see it's quite a solid caramel as well. Yeah, so, you know, I think this is probably going to be a bit more, but I'd say got peanuts in there, which the toffee crisp doesn't have. So we shall see about that, give it a taste. So, yes. Yeah, so I think it might be a bit like a toffee crisp really. So I don't know if they have that in the US. But basically, it's essentially what this is minus the peanuts, really, from the looks of it. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm starting to think, will it really be anything roughly resembling the Snickers, other than the fact that it's got peanuts in it? So okay, well, let's give it a go. Well. Essentially, yeah, it is basically a toffee crisp. I haven't reviewed a toffee crisp, by the way. You can feel free to look for it in my channel. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. Really, it's quite crunchy. I quite like the crunchy Rice Krispie bits, but they're a bit I'm not sure the word is really. A bit dry, I guess. I don't know if that's possible to say that about Rice Krispie pieces, but something a bit unconvincing about them. The peanuts are there, they're quite nice. Quite crunchy, not too much peanutty, if you know what I mean. So they're quite, you know, they're quite subtle and add a bit of crunch there and complement it quite well actually. And there's enough caramel to keep you going. You can see it's quite thick in places. Does go quite far down in the bar in some spots. So yeah, so it's quite a thick caramel. It doesn't go all the way between the crispy bits there. You can see there's plenty of gaps there, and there's not really caramel there. Don't know what's holding them together really. Probably just stuck to bits of caramel behind it, but it's not smothered in as much caramel as you'd probably like. It's not gone overly between all the pieces. I don't quite tell that. It has in some spaces, but not in others. So a bit of a mixed bag there. But yeah, I think very nice. But I don't think it's as good as a toffee crisp as the short stuff. Toffee crisp just has that. I don't know what it is. It's just got a perfect. It just does this better. It doesn't have peanuts in it, so as I say, but. I don't think you particularly taste the peanuts well enough in this for it to matter. They're definitely there, you can tell, but it's mainly about the crispy bits. And without the nougat, as I say, you're not really getting a Snickers taste, I wouldn't say. Which is why it's so close to toffee crisp, really. Yeah, I think a toffee crisp just does it, but it has a better caramel. I think it just makes it a lot more chewy and nicer. It has a better taste. The Rice Krispie bits in this are a bit. I'm not sure what it is really. There's just something about them that just makes them not quite as good as other Rice Krispies bits I've had in other bars before. I'm not sure what that is, but it's still nice though. I still do like it, but there's just a better bar on the market, which is a toffee crisp. I say, if you're in the US, you might not be able to get toffee crisp, which is a shame. I'm not really sure. It's a Nestle bar, I think. So yeah, so I'm not sure. So you might, this might be what you have to put up with, which is no bad thing. It's still really nice. I still definitely would give it, I think, a 3.5 out of 5. But I think it's not really a Snickers. It's branded as a Snickers bar. It doesn't taste of Snickers at all, which I think is down to the lack of nougat, which, as I said, is what I think gives Snickers its taste. There is all the other things in there. There's a bit of peanuts, there's the caramel, but I think, as I say, it's just not really a Snickers bar without that. So I think that's a bit disappointing. If they kept the nougat in there somewhere, had a little layer of it or something, I think it would have really worked and been a Snickers bar and been quite unique. But as it stands, it's put it up right against. I've had that nougat, it's put it up right against the toffee crisp, and the toffee crisp is a kind of, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's right to say it's a dedicated bar doing this sort of thing, but yeah, it basically is, and you can tell because it tastes a lot nicer. But again, this does have a different taste, and it does have peanuts in, which is unique to this. The toffee crisp doesn't have that, but as I say, you don't really taste the peanuts in here. They crop up every now and again, but they're not an overly strong taste. I don't think you're gaining anything by having them in here. I don't think they're strong enough, and there's not enough of them to sort of carry it forward as a peanut, as a prominent peanut taste, which again is, is something again, is taking away from the fact that it's a Snickers bar, because which it's all about the peanuts really, and it's probably because it's overshadowed by the crispy bits in here, so. Yeah, and I think if you imagine this was just all peanuts and no nougat in it and just caramel at the top, and you'd think, well, is it still a Snickers? And you probably would say no, really, it's just a load of peanuts. And yeah, and I think that's kind of how this is really, even though it's got crunchy bits in. It's just not a Snickers bar, and yeah, it is a bit of a shame, I think. But I do really like it, as I say. 3.5 out of 5. I think I can't give it a 4 because I think. The toffee crisp has a 4 or 4.5, and I think the toffee crisp is just so much better. But it is still really nice. I did enjoy it, but yeah, there's just something better that does it better out there. So you would never go for this, in my view. So there we go. But as I say, it does have the peanuts in it, so maybe you would for that reason. But in my mind, you can't taste them enough for it to be worth going for over that. And the toffee crisp just is more substantial, it's more chewy, lasts longer in your mouth, and it's just a lot nicer to taste. It's a really nice chocolate bar, one of my favourites. So yeah, because of that, this doesn't stand much chance. But as having said that, since it's one of my favourite bars, you would say, oh well, this one must be quite close, but it just isn't. It just doesn't do it as well, anywhere near as well as the toffee crisp. The toffee crisp has a real special taste to it that's really nice and lingers well in your mouth. It's chewy, it's lovely, the flavours continue in your mouth after you're chewing it, they don't disappear. Yeah, a lovely chocolate bar, and this one just doesn't match, so a bit of a shame. Okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that review. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, like my videos, leave a comment or 3, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again guys, take care, bye.